Discipoli. In this video, we will be going over prepositions and the ablative case. You can look at page 40 of your textbook for reference. You should also have out your notes from last Tuesday that you took while watching the YouTube video on prepositions with the ablative case. I'm just going to go through the notes with you in this video so that you can make sure you have everything that you need to know. And then the second half of the video, we're going to go over the story Quintus Advenit on page 39 of the textbook. Okay, so pull out your notes. Let me grab mine. And let's just go through them, make sure you have everything. So a preposition is usually a short word, right? We use these in English. It's a short word that shows a relationship in space or time. So a preposition is usually a short word that shows a relationship in space or time. So what are some English prepositions? We use prepositions all the time in English. We might just not register that it's a preposition. In, on, below, with, without, from, right? So those are a few of the prepositions that we use on a regular basis in English. So a preposition is always going to be paired with an object of the preposition. So that next blank, you should have the object of a preposition is the noun that is paired with the preposition. You'll see in your notes there is an example, pretty simple example. In the house, on the house, below the house, near the house, in the house. Okay. So our preposition is in, right? And then the house is the object of the preposition, okay? So you'll never have a preposition without an object that it's modifying. Now, the important thing here in Latin is that prepositions have to be paired with an object in a certain case. Most of the time, we're going to see the object be in the ablative case or the accusative case. So let's first look at some examples of ablative case prepositions. So anytime you want to use one of these words, a, ob, cum, de, a, or ex, etc., the word after it is going to be in the ablative case. Okay, so let's write down what the meanings of all of these are. Double check that you have them correct. A, ob can mean from or by, by. Cum means with. We've seen that one a lot so far in our textbook. De can also mean from or down from. A or ex, that means out of. In can mean two things. It can mean in or on. And then pro would be before. Sine, without. And sub is below. Okay, then we also have a handful of prepositions using the accusative case. So anytime you use one of these prepositions, the word that comes after it, the object, will be in the accusative case. Okay, ad, A-D, means to or toward. To or toward. Apud means among. In, we already had in with the ablative case, right? In is a special preposition. It changes its meaning slightly in the accusative case. Instead of meaning in or on, now it means into. So in the accusative case means into. Per means through, and prope means near. Where it says note, in is a special preposition. Why? Write yourself a note that in the ablative case, in means in or on, and then in the accusative case, in means into. Okay. All right. The last part of our notes, we need to fill in the ablative case endings. All of the case endings are on page 40, so hopefully you were able to find all the ablative case endings. We have a lot of endings that we've learned so far this year. It's important to make sure you have all these memorized as we move forward for the next month and a half, because you'll see nominative, dative, accusative, ablative every day from now on. Okay, so first declension, second declension, third declension. Okay, so your ablative singular in the first declension is an A with a macron. This macron, the line above the A, is important. Remember, because if there is no macron, if it's just an A by itself, that would mean it was a nominative ending, not an ablative ending. So this macron distinguishes for us. Okay, O with the macron. Notice that's the same ending as the dative singular. Okay, dative singular and ablative singular both have the same ending. Third declension, we just have E, the letter E. And then in plural, we have is, and ibus. This set of endings might look pretty familiar. That's because it's the exact same as our dative plural ending, so there's a repeat there. So whenever you come across a word that ends in is or ibus, you'll have to ask yourself, is this an ablative case word or a dative case word based on how it's being used in the sentence? Okay, so that is all the notes that you needed to have. We are having a quiz on these prepositions and the ablative case endings this Friday. So for that quiz, you will need to be able to fill in the chart with the ablative case endings. You need to have those memorized along with the macrons. And then you'll also have to be able to give the English definition for our ablative and accusative prepositions, okay? So it looks like there aren't too many to memorize, maybe about 12. So make sure you work on memorizing those over the next few days. All right, so next we are going to go to, where to go? Quintus Advenit, page 39. Okay, so you might be surprised to find that Quintus is alive, and he has come all the way to Britain to see Salvius. Okay, so let's take a look at Quintus Advenit. Quintus ad villam advenit. So Quintus came or arrived to the villa. Salvius hurried out of the house and greeted him. "My Quintus," he said, "you are very welcome." Remember, isimus, very welcome. We prepared the best bedroom for you. To be is dative, so it needs to be to or for you. Salvius led Quintus into the tablinum, the study. Make sure you have into the study, right? Because in plus the accusative, tablinum is accusative, into the study, where Rufilla was sitting. Rufilla, after she greeted her relative, she smiled softly or laughed softly. "I prepared an ordinary, or you could have said little, dinner for you," she said. "I prepared oysters and Pompeian garum for you." And if you remember from Latin 1, garum is a very popular, or was a very popular fish sauce in Pompeii. "After dinner, I want to show the bedroom to you." Salvius, after Quintus ate the dinner, was asking about the city of Pompeii. When I was fighting, here ubi is when I was fighting in Campania, I was often visiting the city of Pompeii. Was not that disaster terrible? Let me double check near the top. Okay, so I guess instead of was fighting in Campania, it'd be like was being a soldier in Campania. Okay, so that's how much you needed to have translated on your own. And then I'll go over the second half of the story just so you know what happens. Rufilla interrupted. Why do you bother our Quintus? It is not proper. It is difficult for Quintus to remember so much disaster. Rufilla convertit turned herself to Quintus. Fortasse, perhaps, my Quintus, you are tired. I prepared the bedroom for you. The bedroom is not ornate or decorated, elaborately furnished. In it, there are an ordinary dresser and a small candle holder, candelabra. Angry Salvius, said nothing. Quintus, after he saw the bedroom, exclaimed, How elegant this bedroom is! I never saw anything more tasteful. I agree, said Salvius. Your bedroom is more tasteful than my study. Sounds like Salvius might be a little bit jealous of Quintus, but we will see how that plays out as we continue reading. All right, so don't forget to study for the quiz on prepositional phrases and ablative case, and I will see you in class on Thursday. Walete.